Welcome, welcome. Okay, welcome to the channel of Romantic Developer. It's a romantic developer late night talk stream, and we are here to discuss latest AI news and also look into something in software development world, of course. So, welcome. As usual, I'll use my chatbot to help us out in case someone will join and need to know about something or me want to. Oh, okay. It still cannot find my live stream, so okay, now it's good. So some delay, some small delay while live stream is become available in YouTube API. It uses YouTube API to initialize everything. So yeah. Okay, and what we'll do next here. Okay, as usual, I started my live chatbot interface. Hello here. Let's just check if sound is coming out and everything sounds good. I'm verifying that I choose speakers and I just put something into the chat like hello here. It should pick up that message here. Okay, so it's pick it up. It says, okay, it's for streamer.
Hello.
Yeah, it's announced. Then it's try to understand if it's for filtering. Should it filter skip message or answer? It's decided to not skipping it, and it says, "Hello, romantic developer. How it's going? If you have any questions or topic to discuss, feel free to share." What are the last streams about? And let's see if it can handle using some tools.
What are the last streams about?
And you see here it uses a tool called called fetching last 5 completed streams from YouTube, and it's tried to find all of them. It's found and it put into the chat some of the messages. Of course, it's not very well divided into the messages, but overall it's okay. So you see the last streams covered of a variety of topics. 1. AI tools and development, discussion on AI technologies, chatbots, and their role in content management. 2. Recent AI news, insight into major events like OpenAI acquisition proposal rejection by Elon Musk, and new AI partnership. 3. Technical challenges, setting up AI models, integrating tools, and personal projects like a YouTube AI helper. 4. Philosophical consideration, conversation on AI impact on jobs and importance of human creativity. And 5. Personal growth, reflection on motivation, time management, and balancing tech pursuit with personal well-being. Let me know if you want to deal in specific streams. So you see, I just gathered my 5 last streams and shared all the topics we are discussing here. So if you need any idea of what we're doing here, you already have it. You can ask chatbot and it will respond. Also, it uses that live stream live transcribing using local whisper and preserving it immediately into the file. So the chatbot will have ability to see what's going on here. And you see, of course, maybe I'll do something like that. You'll see here that everything I'm talking right now, it will appear here, maybe with delay of 5-10 seconds. Or maybe even less, maybe like 3 seconds or so. Okay, maybe maybe still close to 5. So chatbot already knows about everything we're talking about, so it could include it in context. System messages, of course, could be slightly better, but still it's something you can set up personally. It's all open source in my open YouTube AI helper project in GitHub, so please welcome. I've shared multiple links during previous streams, so It should be in the chat if you open it, and it will load. Okay, and here we use normally this chat to find out what are we doing in field of. Okay, we don't have any recent chats, so let me create new chat with O3 Mini with internet access, and let's ask it some usual question about AI news. Let's ask is about from February 16 till now. So provide short links to the sources. Sounds good. And let's copy that, send it, and let's do it from DeepSeek. I also try to use Qwen for the same, but probably I'm not doing very well prompts for Qwen, because Qwen returned me some exciting news, but from maybe last several weeks or months. It's not like from last day, so it has some troubles with it. And yeah, of course, DeepSeek will provide us something, but again, DeepSeek normally providing something from some AI news like aggregator, so where it have like multiple news, but published maybe today or yesterday, and news could be more, so it could from several days in past. But GPT-4 GPT-3 with internet access normally doing the work the best. Really looking on something really recent. Again, it's the Times UK and February 16, but the news actually from yesterday, I believe, from February 15. Oh, from day before yesterday. So it's not as new. But of course they're saying, hey, Elon Musk, we couldn't sell it to you. Okay, maybe I'll need to switch once again. We couldn't sell you OpenAI, otherwise it wouldn't be open, you will benefit from it. And humanity, where is humanity? Yeah, humanity will not receive the best of the, AGI things, of course. As we talked a lot, of course, humanity will not receive any benefits. Most of humanity probably will struggle in the next years searching for job and finding its new place in this world. Hopefully, it would be without wars and big conflicts and without multiple deaths and something. And people who rule this world or who rule the countries, etc., could find out some solution which could combine advanced AI, even of current scale, or future AGI, and keeping humans busy, keeping good level of life, of food, of health, everything. Of course, I read some utopia from very public figures, like maybe like Bill Gates and others, that say, hey, humanity will benefit from AI, robots will work, and humanity need just work a few days a week, and they could be very creative. But it sounds utopia, like utopia. And like what we see in the world history, basically what we called anti-utopia, like Orwell 1984, is much more realistic what could happen, or which already happened, I mean. So of course probably something worse will happen, and I only hope it would be not as worse as I think. AI super test for what prostate cancer screening deemed game changing. A new super test to some group in UK is attracting attention because it used advanced AI by analyzing blood and some urine samples. It's using 100 biomarkers. Its test offer comprehensive assessments that could detect prostate cancer early and determine its stage with unprecedented accuracy. So of course, we our scientists try to study human body, and they don't see very connected things. So I believe then even in the past when there are some, some, how you call it in your language, I don't know. It's like kind of witches who can heal people with some herbs and some like tea with something make from what you can find in the woods, herbs and other stuff, and they actually helped people. And then everyone say, okay, it's not possible, it's fake. Let's use chemics. Let's use chemics, uh, drugs, and that's it. And we will solve any problem with that. And of course, people blind themselves for sure for some reason. And now AI just can see something which people couldn't see before. Of course, it's sounds much more complicated than before. So of course, it's analyze some biomarkers, yes, and see that if you. So of course, it's studied first, and then it's find some, you know, some correlations between biomarkers values and cancer stages. But I believe using such markers, you can see much more than cancer in prostate cancer or anything else. So it could be predicted multiple problems in human health. And if you will just add few other things like temperature, like rhythm of heart, like how your even skin is responsive on some electric signals and so on. Of course, you can build maybe the full picture of human body and all possible future and current problems. And also it could be solved much easily, but of course many problems start in the head. I'm not saying that all, but yeah, people just start thinking not the proper way. And power of thoughts, of course, is very unprecedented. You can start thinking that you're dying and you will start to die. If you start thinking that you are could be healthier, of course, if you change your way of think about others people and just stop hating someone and start providing some better energy, of course you can heal much faster. But sometimes of course you need medicine or doctors because yeah, situation could be quite bad. South Korea pauses downloads of DeepSeek AI app over privacy concerns. Welcome to Europe Club, South Korea, South Korea. Of course, please stop doing that and please, yeah, prohibit DeepSeek AI for eternity in your country. So, DeepSeek is free. It's open source. It has free MIT license, so you can get it and use commercially. South Korea, if you're so concerned about privacy concerned, please create DeepSeek AI for free on your own servers. Please, government, pay some few bucks, and not for unprecedented programs for no what, and just give people access and store it on your servers, and you will know what do people think, what do people ask, and still provide them an alternative if you don't want China study all of those. It's so simple. It will not cost a lot because DeepSeek is actually very cheap model, as we already know. Also, you can buy the same product from ChatGPT, and O3 Mini now cost not much as well. It's just slightly higher than 2 times for API request. So please do that. So no exciting news from O3 for today. And what's DeepSeek say us? We still can use it in the United States. It's nice. US Army develops AI robots to build bridge under fire. Oh, nice. It's not bad usage of AI. So AI controlled robot just so of course bridge is a key element. If you whatever you're doing, defending or offending, of course you need the bridges because it's a way to deliver supplies to your army. And whatever AI advanced technology you have, at least in the few next years, at least in the few next dozens of years, probably still we need a humans. So unless humans are on the scene, it means the territory owned by someone. Like if it's United States soldier, it would be United States territory, at least owned by United States. If it's a soldier of other country, it would be other country territory. If United States drone sitting on the surface, it doesn't mean it's United States territory. It just means that United States drone here. So humans will 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 be very important, and for humans you need, of course, supplies and bridges as the first target in this war. And what we can see in Russia Ukrainian war, in multiple territories in Russia, Ukraine fight with Russia in Russia on the regional Russia territories, as well as Russia fighting against Ukraine on multiple Ukrainian territories. And everywhere there are rivers, there are bridges, and they are target number one for destroyal. So of course it's very important, and I like it. At least it's not immediate killing of the people, but like building some supply chain, which sounds slightly better, at least. Of course, these supply chains will be used to, yeah, in interesting GPS denied environments. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's interesting. So they build autonomous robots which could communicate with each other, and they proved like they can survive against collisions. They could survive cyber attacks, resilience, and so on and so on. So interesting. Google Chrome tests AI-driven password automation. It's basically needed feature. Updates compromise passwords. The system detects breaches, generates secure password, encrypts them via Google Password Manager while enhancing security. It raised debate about trust in AI management credentials. You know in how many people using something really bad for passwords. I believe it's better, unless I don't think AI will generate something very predictable and simple. So it would be, again, it would be better than user password 123 exclamation mark, just because it has some security rules that eight characters, having three types of characters, like I don't know, like numbers, special characters, and letters. So password 123 exclamation mark, I believe it's pretty standard password to the days. Of course, it's not something yeah people want to have. And of course, if AI can generate new password and replace it on some valuable resources like your bank accounts, of course I'd use it. Especially I have some passwords which are in breaches, probably. Hopefully I replaced most of them, but still I know that few passwords. I saw that, you know, what is a breaches? I use some passwords somewhere twice. So I use the same password in one site and in another site. Then one site, for some reason, is breached. So hackers can find its database, and for some reason, its passwords are unprotected or unhashed. I don't know what, but they get my passwords somehow. Maybe even it's hashed. Of course, you can execute some running some dictionary with hashes, some algorithms, and with time it can guess about maybe 70% of passwords. So I created very unique passwords, of course, because it's mix of multiple languages, so it's not in any dictionary for sure. But I see that they said, okay, that password is compromised. That means that some financial institution keeping my passwords unhashed. Okay, but is that it? What is it? I already upgraded my passwords multiple times and tried to automate, like, that feature, generate password, secure password, try to use it as a lot as possible for multiple resources. I use two-factor authentication. I have a mobile phone authenticator, so on. But still, I see that few passwords are in breach, and I just have no time and energy go and replace them. If AI can do that, I would be happy. So I'm all hands up for that feature. OpenAI unifies models under GPT 4.5 roadmap. We already heard it. It's good if they leave possibility to choose specifically what we need. And of course, OpenAI should be not so stricter as they want. YouTube, well, two AI video tools raise misinformation first. Of course, any AI video AI generation tool will raise misinformation first because you can generate whatever you want. Of course, and Coherce faces lawsuit over AI training data practices. Cohere, I'm not sure. I heard about that system, but I'm not sure what is exactly. Of course, again, we talked about AI training data practices. If something available in internet for free, it should be valid. If something available not for free, but you can buy it, it should be valid. I'm not sure if what is the problem here. I think it should be somehow simplified. Okay, shift to small language models. Enterprise increasingly adopt SLM, Gemini Nano, Orca 2, cost-effective and domain-specific accuracy, reducing reliance and energy-intensive LLM. Oh, we don't want to read it a lot. It would be nice. It would help us create some very custom solutions, small, maybe which could execute on some, of course, maybe not Raspberry Pi, but some small machines. We read about some chips which are very effective for executing LLMs, and you can execute some DeepSeek, maybe not full version, but like 32 billion or like 8 billion parameters on small machine, maybe some your robot in the kitchen or whenever, which can switch on off light and analyze something very simple. Of course, maybe DeepSeek is not good because we want also some vision models, etc. So anyway, it should be cool. It should be cool. Sources, and that it, and Rocket, of course. Thank you. So, oh, I haven't stopped Docker yet. Oh, really? Does it mean that my, oh, no, my websites are still running? Yeah, it means that my websites are still executing and running. Okay, so what we'll do here? What we'll do? Actually, I'm not going to do a lot of today, but maybe if we already looking and it's still running, yeah, maybe let's try to do that as well. So let's try to do step by step. So we can use very simple. So we have execution, Docker compose its database. We have Redis executed in Docker internally. We have two Celery. One is to which actually trying to do the things, and another which basically just trying to see all the things. It's called Flower or Salmon. We have our web API. And again, I'm sorry, I'm not so aware of all of those. So we just set up it, everything like GPT suggested us, and it's working on our local machines. And what we need to make sure that it will work on our remote machines. So last time I executed everything on remote machine was when I have only 2 Dockers, not 4 like today, and it was working fine. But from that time already we have a lot of changes. So once I implement something reliable, I'll go and try to execute all of those and make sure that my deployment script, which also we have here, will be will be executing it nice. And my deployment script, basically Azure pipeline. And you see that right now, even we have it's all the documentation of my Azure subscription and everything. And then we just build the image with Docker file, which should include all our images. And then we deploy to Azure Web App. And we use image. And in image, we use what we use? Image, update Docker Compose with latest image tag. And hopefully, if we set up everything, we don't need to change here a lot. Again, I'm new to Docker. I'm new to all of those things, and I'm using those streams to try all of those. I believe that it's so we just, even it says deploy to Azure Web App. We have task Azure Web App container deploy to Azure Web App. Okay. Image name, and image name is okay. Yeah, it's deploying just web app. So yeah, probably we need to change to deploy what they call multi-image something with Docker, and we need to upload it and yeah, change that deployment. Okay, let's leave it for future. And now we just return to our terminal, and let's execute once again all files output. And let's do very quick thing. So let's use our, we have our GPT-03 mini, and we can say something like that, upload file from computer, and we can say all files output and say, hey, this is my latest code attached. I want you to add all the required code changes to support following. Add attribute to the input file. How we call it? Postpone automatic like don't create task automatically defaulted to false. By default, it would be a checkbox in UI. Update model, service layer, service DB layer, and UI for this. Add an attribute to input file, so we could choose a configuration to use with it. It can be optional. We can show channel selector and then load configurations for that channel. Let's see how we have, it's in our code right now. We have input files, and yeah, even if we have channels, we just have configs here. Okay, configs. Input file, send new input file. We don't choose a channel. Okay, let's choose the channel. Load configuration. User can select a configuration or leave this field blank. Please add a DB model UI for this. What else? What else? What else? If let's call the task is false, after creating an input task, input file object, let's create a task to download a YouTube video in the database, and then for each, let's create a Celery task to process database task. In that task, if type is download from YouTube, we will execute specific code to download code from YouTube. Update DB and Celery task on execution as well. Generate all the required code. So we kind of try to talk to it like it's our AI agent, but it couldn't do everything we need in our code yet. Why? Because again, I tried in Visual Studio Code I tried to use that Copilot edits. Of course, it's not exactly full AI agentic work, but it's kind of something semi-agent. But I don't like this result it's doing, so like O3 Mini actually much better for me. Of course, the best approach will be by O1 Pro. I still like it the most, but it really takes a lot of time. So instead of 19 seconds, it will take maybe 10 minutes or maybe 15. Of course, it do it better, but I suggested to use for really hard task, and for something simple you can handle yourself with that help. Of course, please use O3 Mini. Update input file models, and in input file, uploaded file, store the saved path. For transcript input, either direct text to the file path or upload transcripts. New flag. Don't create task automatically. So let's copy all of those in our app models, and our models are in, so no, how to close it? Hide panel, Control G, really? Nice. And Control B is to hide this panel. Okay. Let's learn some of the, okay, models. And we have input file, input, where is input file? Here, input file. And Control V. A flag, let's remove new. A flag to decide where we want. Default false, okay. Optional configuration to use with this flag. Config ID column. No label true. Optional relationship. Okay, let's remove optional. It's understandable. Okay, what else? Update input file creation endpoint. Modify post. Let's search our routers input file, and we need not get current user but create input file. Okay, don't create config. So let's just add it before here. I don't think that formatting here is really very important, but let's add it. Okay, input file, and we say don't create on config ID. Okay, after status pending. Really? No. It's interesting. Will it understand that we can have an input file? Okay. Just provide all this. Okay. Add refresh new input base folder. Storage provider updated false, uploaded file name, transcript updated. New. If the checkbox is not checked. So here, let's just copy all of those. So uploaded file, transcribed file, updated DB commit. And after that, let's insert all of those. So if checkbox is not checked and input method is YouTube, then create a download task. That could be something different, of course, but I don't want to have the business logic here, of course, but maybe we will have some, service level like process input file after creation, and it will check if we don't create task automatically, then we go and do something here. Okay. Import, create new input task, new input ID, task type download YouTube, status pending, add, commit, refresh. App task, process input task, delay. And of course, we don't have yet this code. Input file form template. Input file form. Below example snippet to add a checkbox and drop down for configuration. For the configuration list, you may load all the configuration for user. Make sure that you update cat new and point to best available configuration. For example, modify your new input file form and point as follows. Request config user ID equals ID. So new input file from, it would be input file, and we look for new input file from, probably this one, and it would be like, let's just insert it here. Really? Okay. Looks good. Config form request configs. Okay, looks good. Looks legit. Yeah, all right. Probably we need to solve that issue with our black formatter. Form HTML, add new fields. So let's look templates, input files, form. Oh, no. Form. and we have mb3 somewhere here. Okay, upload YouTube div here. It would be our div 1 2 3 4, and before submit, let's don't create task automatically, and let's zsync add zsync as well. So select configuration channel name, configuration name. Okay, looks legit. Create a Celery task to process database tasks. Okay, it would be our app task by app tasks by, and we'll, so it's all we need. Celery app to so process pass login. Okay, we need those two. And we have zsync process input file task, and that would be it. And we register here. Okay, Celery app task process input file task ID session local, of course. Input file in first. Okay, task not found. Input task type download YouTube. Okay, input file status result, task status result. Okay, commit result download video, and we use that the same task but without wait. Yes. Oh, okay, download video, and it's completed result uploaded file, input file, uploaded file, result, session commit. Okay, task completed, elsewhere, something like that. Okay, for beginning looks good. Maybe not so good, but of course not so bad. What else we need to do? I believe in maybe in our main py, or maybe Celery worker here. Let's ask, because I don't see that information here. Should I update Celery worker py? I did some mistakes, but hopefully it will understand what I mean. So basically it would be the same views, and here we just need start it, end it. What is the reason to install some formatter if it doesn't work? What do you think? Yeah, I received those messages from the formatter, I believe. When I click Ctrl S, if there are any changes, okay, not here. So let's add some changes. I click Ctrl S, Ctrl S. Okay. Content file is newer and it's coming from save conflict resolution, ask user, text editor. Who did it for me? Okay, maybe it's not good settings, but it will create me less problems, I believe, for now. Okay, so Ctrl G. Okay, let's see what we have. It's kinda restarted. Celery unknown, and that Celery. What if I try to shut down and restart it? I mean Celery. Okay. Let's see if it will fly. Okay. Let's not look into the error. Let's just stop everything and start everything. Sometimes just it's review the tables and update the table scheme. It's what we need right now, correct? We trying to keep it simple. And no, still not. Okay, let's see. Invalid column config ID. Invalid column don't create task automatically. Okay, so we have our columns, input files, yes, and it couldn't load our columns. It couldn't update them. Is it trying? You know, let me just clear everything. Restart and watch the log. So open SDK, engine, select schema, test max support, and begin from tables, table name, from tables, generated users, generated configs, generated prompts, generated config parameters, input files. Okay. And it says that what? So it doesn't see any issues. Everything exists, and that's why it will fail on loading those images. Okay. We need to be ready to do that a lot. Let's drop the table. Oh, really? Okay. Let's drop this and input file task. Let's drop this and let's drop this. So now we should have much less table. Okay. And now if we just restart it once again, it's the easiest way right now. Later probably we need to switch to some upgrade scripts or something. It will be created, correct? Yes. Not system, not just tables. Okay. And in input file now we have all our columns. Okay, not the easiest way, but at least something. Oh, really? And add new input file. Again, error. Config is not defined. Input file line 45. BigQuery config. Terminal. We just need to load from here also config because we need it now. Hello. Cool. Config. Save. Okay, it's restarting, reloading. Shutdown complete. Will it start? Finish there. Okay. Started. And if I reload now, nice. Doesn't look very good. Let's see some YouTube file which is really small. Let's say short story. Eight minutes is not short. Okay, that is short story. Copy link. And we'll go to our file and say YouTube link. Okay. Configuration, default configuration, channel, romantic developer. Everything is nice. Click submit. Upload failed. And why it's so? Cannot import name process input file task from app tasks. Process input file task. I see that. Didn't I save that file? Let's review all the input files. So it's created the task. It's created download YouTube task. Oh. And let's try once again. Nice. This time it's like created. Oh, and now we have Celery. Exchange delivery info for this task is exchange something, routing case Celery, strategic key error, process input file task. Process input file task. So we are very close. Let's see about task. Task download video 2. refresh. Flower variable is required to enable API without authentication. So let's see once again. Router, tasks, failure. Let's look at the task. UID exception, not registered task, process input file task. So task process input file task. What if we just try to terminate it and re-execute it? I see that, and I see in worker task process input file task. I see all of those. Import OS, import Celery, import app tasks, and app tasks definitely have that. Download video, name task, download video, name tasks, process input file tasks. Workers, tasks, failure, broker, documentation. Oh, no, it's not what I want. I tricked it by it all the time. So, workers, Celery, pool size, broker, queues, tasks, process, task 2, limits config, task roles. Is it possible that it's because we need to restart that thing as well? Flower? Oh, no. I mean, it's already executed, correct? I just need really something like flower. Yeah. And yes, now we see all the task roles and its documentation again. Okay, let's try once again. It would be that YouTube link. Maybe we can even remove that, copy that once again. Let's use default, submit. And in Celery, starting download from YouTube. And it's where it started, I believe here. Events, task, received. It's engine, started, and then select top 1, generated, etc. And then we downloading everything. And we committed all the tasks completed. So now, if I review that, uploaded file, downloaded video from that thing, 2 uploads, not so good. So YouTube URL downloaded somewhere, and where is my uploads? Here, uploads, and I believe it's here. Oh, oh, 2 monkeys. Actually, it's uploads for kids. Okay. So it still go to uploads folder, and it's here. I just missed that. And result completed. Result downloaded from. Okay. So we not so fast, but we received some some answers. We spent about an hour for the stream, and probably it would be it for me from today. I still need to find more time for this stuff. It's not as complex as it looks before. So we just need to do some, all of those, some experimentation. We just need to do some logic which will handle processing tasks, like with more logic in it. And from one side, and basically that's it. And once it's complete, some task, it can queue another task, and it will, yeah, go like automatically created by some flow. Or if we don't want a flow, it would be, we can generate, run them one by one from maybe UI. Yeah. And also for task more than downloading something, even for downloads, we need to provide some special parameters. We need to think about those parameters, because it could be very different parameters for every task. Like if you want to transcribe, a lot of parameters like language. If you want to download from YouTube, what we want to download, in which quality. If you want to convert it to audio, in which quality and to which format we want to convert. If you want to execute prompt, or which configuration we should to use, and so on and so on. And for configurations, probably we should have something like LLM configuration. Maybe some default Whisper configuration and some LLM configurations. Yeah. What's going on? Looks like my computer decided to switch switch it off. Maybe it's some energy failure in my house for some time. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, even camera says that we should we should stop probably. Okay, now it sounds better. So I just want to look very quickly in our database layer. So in our configs, basically very simple: user ID, channel ID, name, description created. So you just configs. Probably we need to have another table for maybe some LLM configs, and for some So model configs, probably it would be better, model configs. Some model configs, and we can create some default model configs for user when we create a user, or populate them default model configs. Okay, I'll still need to think slightly. So I want to give, I want to give a lot of freedom for user to choose their own configuration for LLM, and I want to provide that configuration, free configuration for mostly every step for each task. So you can say, I want this task to use that LLM to execute, and I want this task to use that LLM to execute. And we have task configuration like prompts, where we can display exactly which LLMs we want to use, and for the same time. So yeah, if we do a lot of freedom, then user can get lost in all of those. If we give less freedom, it would be just less freedom, which we don't like. So we want, for example, for title, we can use one LLM, and for maybe for description, we want to use another LLM. Maybe we want to use reasoning for creating chapters, which could be cool. And maybe we want to use some cheap reasoning model for improving SRT, including improving our subtitles, which of course we do better than just normal, even GPT-4. It's doing not bad, but of course reasoning will do better because it could combine, it could reason why we shouldn't change something or shouldn't, and it can achieve better results. So of course, if we want to add all of those, it would be more nice than what we have right now in our local version, but it will come with price of more complex configuration. From other side, we want to make, some chatbot which will guide user to do all the configuration for each channel, and hopefully it need to be only one. So probably we'll keep it complex, but let chatbot take all the complexity for this and allow users still very simple interface. Probably like that, yeah. Okay, guys, as usual, I wish you a very good day and very good time, very engaged time, and of course create and use and keep in mind good priorities. Priorities would be, of course, something which no AI, no computer will have in short time. It's our feelings, it's our emotions, it's our feeling of love. Because if AI could develop fear of feelings of fear, for example, or some others, or even fun, or joy, love is very high emotion. It's very high feelings. Actually, it's something so high which brain has to the edge of possible. So it's something we should be keep very carefully. And of course, if you have someone to spread your love, do that. And do that to your loved ones, to your kids, to your parents, to your just close friends, whatever. Just give them some of your love without wanting anything in return. Do some kind things, and and always learn, develop, and don't stop to dream, because hopefully dreaming is not something AI could do. Of course, they will do planning. Good dreams should come with plans after some time, of course, but that moment of creation in your dreams of some imaginary words, imaginary things, something not possible. Of course, it's something which also make us unique. So love, dream, and be kind. And of course, it would be cool if you will have wisdom as well. So it's all my wishes to you from today and basically maybe from all other my days in my streams. And let's meet later. You know where to find me. I'm trying to do my streams more in more usual times after 10-11 p.m. Pacific time. But anyway, you can join me in comments and ask your questions, share your ideas. I would really love to hear them or read them, whatever. So have a great, nice day. Goodbye and